Happy Friday Eve, everyone. Welcome. It is Jenny Brightside, and I am so glad that you are here. So make sure when you hop on, you say hello. Let me know that you are tuning in. Tell me where you are watching from. Tell me how cold it is where you are, because where I am, it's not too bad. I think it was like 20-something, like in the 20s, but I know it's like colder in other places, so I'm not going to complain at all, because that just wouldn't be right of me. So, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If at any moment during this tutorial you see something that you like, or if there's a tip that jumps out at you, whatever, if you're enjoying what you see, let's see those floating emojis. You know what I'm talking about, where you hit the little thumbs up and the little heart. Make those little suckers float, because that tells me that I am on the right track and that you guys are enjoying this video. So welcome everyone. We're gonna do some makeup today. I changed my shirt just for you guys. I was wearing the same shirt as yesterday. It's the same color. It was gray, but whatever, not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? I think if we stay-at-home moms want to wear the same exact shirt day in and day out, we should be able to do so and not have to feel like we need to explain ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Can I get an amen? Amen, sister. Today's sparkling water flavor is black cherry. Not terrible, but not that good either, if I'm being totally honest. Not terrible, but not that good either. Okay, so if you joined me last night, I did some skincare, and I had a breakout yesterday. So I lathered up with some Clean and Clear, and I told you guys this stuff is amazing, and it works like gold. Well, my breakout's gone. For the most part anyway. There's still a little bit of redness here, but it's not that big of a deal. But this stuff is very drying. So keep that in mind when you put some pimple cream on. It's going to dry your skin out. So we for sure want to make sure we prime the skin with our primer. This is the Touch Glorious Primer. Put it like, I don't know. You just want to eyeball it. But the reason you do that is because you are filling in your pores. You got lots of pores right here. You got fine lines. You got aging skin. You got laugh lines because you're happy and you're smiling a lot. And it just feels good. It's silky smooth. Now you put that on and you let that sucker sit, okay? We're going to let it sit for just a minute. It feels really, really good. It's not a lotion, so I don't know why I rub it on my hands. I guess because it just feels good. But it feels good in the hair. I got some day-old curled hair. Looks a little wild, but whatever. My hair is not a big priority in my world. If you ever watch my videos, it's not always done around here, okay? Can I, see some support from some people that don't do their hair every single day? I need to know that I am not alone in the world of non-hair doers every day. So, let me just share this real quick. I forgot to share it on my timeline. We are letting the primer just soak in just a little bit because you don't want it to be tacky. Do you guys use primer? Have you guys ever heard of primer before? Is this like the first time you're hearing the term primer? There's so many out there. I've tried so many brands, but this by far has been my favorite. It just feels so good on the skin, and it feels moisturizing even though it's not a moisturizer, but it helps your makeup to wear really, really well. We're going to plump up our lips a little bit too. Let's get a little bit of Kylie Jenner going on, okay? We're going to plump it up a little bit. It's going to help your makeup wear really well, and it's going to help it last all day. And you just want to make sure, if you're spending a decent amount of money on some quality, like high quality makeup, you want it to look its best, right? So do everything you can. Take advantage of every single step. Don't skip steps. Start with primer, then put your BB or your foundation, whatever it is, and then set it. I usually forget to set it because I don't like to show you guys my setting spray because it's a NYX one that I got like in a clearance bin at Ulta because I was being super cheap and I had no idea what I was doing, and I think it's like 2 years old. But I haven't gotten my own stash of unique stuff yet. I have very slowly been building up my collection, and that's one of the things that I've not gotten yet. So I tend to forget to show you guys this setting spray because I hate showing you something I don't love. Like, why would I talk about something if it's just not my faves? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go in today we're going to do some BB. I'm trying to conserve it as best as I can because I'm almost out of it. But BB is fantastic if you are someone that doesn't have a lot of problematic areas that need to be covered. Like my biggest thing right now, save for this area here. Thank you, Sue Ann. I just love you. You are just amazing. Thank you. We gonna pin that post because I don't want that comment to disappear. So I'm gonna pin that so I can see it while I'm talking. Okay. So minus this little patch of like troubled skin here, my skin's looking pretty good. Like I've been doing really good with the skincare. My freckles and and my sunspots are fading really well. My pores are looking really good. I just have like pinky skin. I don't think it's technically rosacea. I think it's just maybe like a blood pressure problem. I don't know. But I've always had red cheeks, and you can always tell my emotions based on my face color, because you can tell like from my arm, I'm a pretty fair-skinned person, but compare it to my face and they just don't match. So I really want to work on my skin tone and evening that out. So BB is my absolute favorite. It helps with dryness. It's really hydrating because basically, Julianne, Auntie, stop being so wonderful. Thank you. That was so nice of you. If you are someone that has dry skin, especially with the frigid temperatures everyone's been having, minus Sue Ann because she lives in paradise. But everyone, me too, Jessica. It used to be the most embarrassing thing in the world, but I just embrace it. It's who I am, and I get so red. Side note, I usually snort when I laugh too, but it doesn't happen very often anymore. I gotta really like be laughing and have a good laughing moment. But I'm a very big snorter when I laugh. Yes, the skincare, we need to talk about that, Sue Ann. It launches tomorrow. I cannot wait to get mine in the mail. But Rose Water is a toning spritz. This is the old packaging. It's got new packaging now. Like this is gold and purple, but the new one is like clear and purple or white and purple, whatever. But Rose Water is perfect for skin tone, for freckles, for age spots, and you literally can, it feels so good and refreshing, and it has a really light scent, and you can literally just mist it all over your face multiple times a day. Or what I do is sometimes, I don't do them often because I need to buy more and I'm afraid I'm going to run out, but these little cotton rounds, you just squirt it and then you rub it all over and get it wherever you need it. But it will definitely fade those spots for sure. But you should message me so I can get you the quiz and we can see exactly what your skin is needing right now, because we can take care of all that. You don't have to live with those forever. Oh, yay, snorters unite. Okay, so back to the BB. So it's really good for all skin types. It's really hydrating. It's good when you're in a dry climate, if you're in a cold climate. The thing to keep in mind, though, is if you have really red, like constantly red, like rosacea type of red skin, or if you have acne scarring, or if you have blemishes, it's not going to cover it up. So something you can do as an alternative, because this is just like a sheer to light coverage. It's not much. You blend it with a foundation, and I'll show you guys how I do that today. I do that quite often. This is a buildable foundation. It starts as a liquid, but it dries to a powder finish, and it's not cakey at all. It's very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't have a smell. Y'all know I'm very particular about scents. I can't handle cosmetic smells. It just drives me bananas. Hold on, let me check the baby monitor. Makoa, you need to move your pillow. I'm going to show you. I got the kids trying to take a nap right now. And someone's being resistant. Can you see that? One of them is doing really well. She is my listener. And then he is my strong-willed child, and he's trying not to sleep. He's got a dollhouse on his bed, and he's playing. But that's my fault partially, because I just was like, just go in your room and rest. I don't care if you fall asleep. Just go lay down. So anyway, back to what we were talking about, makeup. So, this stuff feels amazing, and you don't need much. It's going to last a long time. But by adding it to a sheer coverage product, you're creating a full coverage product, okay? So you get the benefits of the hydration and the moisture and the tint in this, but you're getting the coverage and the powder finish of this. Does that make sense? Yes, son. Huh? What do you say? No, Daddy is not here. Lay down and rest. Okay, so we're going to take... and let me blow your mind even further. At the end of that, you can top it with a powder foundation. So say you want to skip the liquid foundation altogether and you just want the BB. Watch my tutorial from yesterday because I did this. Oh, wait, I didn't do it on camera. Scratch what I just said. You put this on, you get the hydration and the dewy finish, but say you need a little more coverage, you can put the powder over top of it and it completely covers it all up for you. So you've got options here. You can get as creative as you want, and it's all catered towards your skin type and your needs, because my needs are going to be different than your needs. I may not need as much coverage as you need, or vice versa, or you may not like having a foundation on your skin. Even though this is like Photoshop in a bottle and it's going to blur everything, all of those fine lines and imperfections, especially, look at this, especially, it's a very liquidy consistency, but this sucker feels good when it dries. So I'm going to show you how I mix them together. So I just take, this is just the lid to my little color swapper. I just take it apart and I put a couple drops of BB, and I never do the mixture the same. I always do a little more or a little less. So when you do the liquid foundation, you got to shake it up really, really well. Get all that mineral redistributed. You got to empty the dropper good, which I just did a second ago, but we'll pretend I didn't. And then shake it some more, and then you put a few drops in the cap, like so. You may need more, you may need less. You may be like a 5-dropper, you may be a 2-dropper. I don't know. You just literally have to play with it. But this stuff is going to last you forever. And then you just take something and you mix it. I don't think I've got enough product, but we'll see. I just clean off my brush. And then I take my powder concealer brush, which I love because it's double-ended. And I love that this can get really good in my small spots. But you just tap it on. Think Bob Ross. You just tap, 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 tap. And then what I do, I get it all over where I want it. Can you hear him talking? Yes. Stop talking and rest your eyes. So if I needed more coverage, then I would do more foundation to BB. If I wanted more hydration, then I would do more BB to foundation. You know what I'm saying? So it may take you a couple applications to figure out your perfect recipe. But I promise you, once you do, you're going to be hooked for life. So I'm almost done. Just trying to get all the pinkiness from my eyebrows. because they always stay pink above my brows. I don't know why. I'm not one to conceal under my eyes. I do have a little bit of darkness, but I don't really worry about all that. Maybe one day I will. I'll be more into highlighting and contouring, but not today. Not today. And then I like to take a damp beauty bud, and just rub it all over and make sure I don't have any dots, like stipple marks from my brush. Okay, so let me show you. It doesn't look like I've got anything on. Do you see what I'm saying here? It just looks like my skin. But you can see obviously from a second ago that I did put something on my skin. But you don't feel it. It's not cakey. It's not heavy. It's not like other brands that I've tried before. I've got a little bit left. I'm going to leave that for like cleanup and stuff as I do my eyes. But you are going to have to play around with your concoction. You know what I didn't do? I didn't go down here. My neck is tricky. You always want to make sure you get your neck and like your ears and stuff so you don't get like this crown of discoloration. But my neck, I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have a very distinct jawline. But you always want to make sure you go down just a little bit. But look, it took away my pinkiness. And then at the end, I can top it with my powder. And it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our brow liner. This stuff is the best. Some people, excuse me, my fingernail's dirty underneath, gross. Some people are blessed with not having to fill in their brows ever. Me, not so much. My brows and my eyelashes are pretty light. Can't really tell because the light is so bright, but sometimes when the light hits me just right, it looks like I have no eyebrow. I've been using the Esteem Lash Serum on the tail of my brows to see if I could get them to fill out, and it is working, but it's not to the point where I have to, where I can skip using a product. I don't know that I'll ever be able to get there unless I like do micro blading or micro shading. So when I fill my brows, I always do the right side first. I don't know why. I do the under line first, then I do the top, and I don't ever overline. I always just stick with what's already there, and I'm following the shape that's already there too. The only thing I kind of create myself is the tail because the hair is so faded there. I have to create my own tail, but like the arch and the size is natural, is what I'm trying to say. So then once I have lined it, then I just fill it in. And you can do whatever shape you want. Some girls like to do little flicks of hair right there. I'm more of a boxy girl myself, so that's how I do it. And this product you don't need a lot of. So this one is the medium, and I don't press it really hard. And it pretty much matches my hair almost perfectly, I would say. Good enough anyway. But the light is really good too. If you've got light hair like blonde or reddish hair, the light would be really good for you. But we have where you can purchase it in sets. So what I like to do is get this set of 2, and then that way I can get the light and the medium. So sometimes, like if I skip my face makeup, okay, here's what's weird. I'll do my face makeup like when I put BB or foundation on, and I like the darker brown. I just spit. But if I don't put anything on and I just want a little something on, then I'll do the light. But I found that even though the light was almost the perfect color for me, I was having to use too much product because it was so light, it was hard to get it to show up. So I've found that I'm able to stretch this medium farther because I'm not having to press as hard. Does that make sense? How are we feeling about the tutorial of the eyebrow section? Is this helping you guys? I know eyebrows can be very, very tricky. Some of you watching may not even need help with eyebrows. Some of you are probably needing to completely create an eyebrow. But if you are a beginner or if you are someone stretched on time, I'm going to redo my tail. I didn't like that. Then this liner, this precision liner, is definitely the way to go, for sure. Always keep in mind that your brows are sisters, not twins. So you're never, ever, ever going to get them to be identical. That was a really hard lesson for me to learn because I wanted them to be perfect and to match. And they're never going to do that. Your face isn't even symmetrical. Did you know that? Your left side of your face does not match your right side perfectly. If you were to put a mirror right here in the middle of your face, so that you could see a reflection of the left side or a reflection of the right, you would look like a completely different person. So just keep those things in mind when you're doing your eyebrows, okay? Because it's not worth getting frustrated over. Sometimes you're going to have a perfect brow day, and sometimes it's just not going to work. Like today, I'm not in love with my left one, but my right one is doing fantastic. But we're just going to leave it. We're just going to roll with it. Okay, so now we can move on to eyeshadow. Now, I want to show you guys how to do a one shadow look. Okay. There is no right or wrong with shadow color. Let me just say that much. This, I think like back in the day, there used to be rules on what colors to use and who to, what eye colors could use what, but there's like no rule anymore. Wear what you want. If you want to wear blue eyeshadow, wear blue eyeshadow. I think the trick to making any shadow look good is your tools, which the blending brush is my favorite, but also making sure you blend well. So you can make any eyeshadow color look good if you've got a good brush and if you blend it well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a brown. And if you want to know what color would look best with your eye color, look up a color wheel. So if you've got blue eyes, look at whatever is across from the blue. I have no idea what it is. I think it's like, if you look at the color wheel that's got lots of colors on it, I think it's like purples and pinks and stuff. They will help emphasize your eyes, but you can do your eye color, your shadow based on whatever you're wearing. If you're wearing something with pink, do something to complement that. Like there's no rules. Don't listen to people. Follow what you want to follow. So these palettes are a great starter for anyone that doesn't know maybe how to choose colors or maybe wants a one-stop shop that's got lots of options in it, because these palettes, I've got number 1 and number 2, they're already designed with colors to complement each other, and they've got satins, mattes, and shimmers and metallics in them. So this one's got browns and neutral. This one's my all-time favorite because it would go with any eye color. And then this one's got grays and the darker, like warmer blue-ish gray and a black. This is the one I got in my kit. This one was like the very first thing I ever bought of Younique like years ago. And it's lasted me forever. You can tell how thick it is. But you've got so many color options in here. And I'm not going to go over into like transition and highlight and crease and all that. I just want to talk basic. But if you just take, we'll do this color chipper. This is like my go-to for everything. If you just take a brush like this, this is a double-ended brush. It's got a liner on one side and a shader on the other side. It's really densely packed. You just take the color and put it on your lid. Now, everyone's eye shape is different. Everyone's lid shape is different. So you may be able to do your makeup, your eyeshadow a little differently than me. But if you look in the mirror and your eyelid kind of hides underneath like your brow bone here, that means you've got hooded eyes. And there's nothing wrong with having hooded eyes. It just means that you would need to make sure you are bringing your color up enough to show when your eyes are open. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like when you're looking like this, your eye is shaped different than if your eyes are open and you look straight forward. So with me, with my hooded eyes, if I want this brown to show up really well, I would want to make sure when I blend that I come up a little higher than normal, because usually you stop at your crease right here, but when you do your eyeshadow and you're blending and you have hoods, you have to go a little bit higher so that it shows up. Otherwise, no one's going to know you've got, see, if I'm back here, you don't know I have brown eyeshadow on because it's hidden in my lid. So all I did was take the shader side of my brush. Are we following? Can I see some hearts and some likes, please? Because I want to make sure that I'm giving you enough information, but I'm not overwhelming you, okay? So we take the blending brush now and make sure it's clean. So that's why I've got this little color swapper here. And then where my crease is up at the top, I'm only going to blend this color up here. And I'm kind of holding my brush like at a 45-ish degree angle, so that way when it blends, it kind of comes up a little bit. And then once I'm done blending, I'll just reassess, and if I need to add more or go higher with the shader brush, then I will. But the trick is to keep your brush clean so that you're not packing product on. You're just fading out that line, and you can create a really pretty smoked out look with one shadow. You don't need a lot of products. You can start super basic. Okay, so now let's compare eyes. So this eye is the one where it's just packed on my lid. See how I did that there? And it's got a very harsh line. This used to be a very popular look back in the day, but it's not very popular anymore. It just doesn't look finished. It looks kind of harsh and it's not very feminine. It's just very like, ugh, in your face. This is a very soft look. It looks like I took a lot of effort to do something. I put a lot of work into it, and it looks like I know what I'm doing over here, right? Doesn't it? So we're just going to follow that same technique. Just clean the brush and blend over here. So say you find a really pretty pressed shadow you like, and you just want to start getting into the habit of putting on your makeup every day, but you don't want to like experiment with colors or, you know, multicolor looks. Just get you one pretty color and get you a really good blending brush like this one. I can get you this brush and you will be so glad. It will change your shadow game forever. Forever. Okay. Good enough, yeah? No more harsh line. It's still there. You can see it with my eyes open. You can see it with my eyes closed. Looks really pretty, and you can do that with any color. It's not just brown. You can do that literally with any single color. Okay, clean up as you go, girls. Clean up as you go. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put on some powder because I want to show you guys the difference. I'm gonna take just a fluffy brush. This is just a Real Techniques brush, I think from Walmart. Then I just swirl it around. This is in the color Velour. Okay, so watch. I'm just going to do one side so you can see. It's kind of hard to tell unless you know what you're looking for. But if you look good, you'll see that this side is a little more blurred out than this side. This side, you can see my natural skin color through it a little more than you can this side. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's okay. That's what I want. I want the colors to be as close to my natural color as possible. You want it to match your neck, not your arms, not your legs. You've got to match your neck. And I think that these colors... Oh no, Brandy! We still got a few more minutes. Not too bad. Okay. So this is what I'm saying about how you can get a fuller coverage. I'm just tapping it on. And it just kind of blurred everything out. See how it did that? Go under my eye. Now we're going to use the setting spray. The setting spray just kind of makes it all come together. It helps melt all those layers that you put on. So I put the BB and the foundation. I had the primer. It just kind of helps melt it all together. But also, think of it like hairspray. Like you wouldn't take the time to curl your hair or to style it and leave the house without putting on hairspray. You want it to stay put and you want it to set in place. That's what setting spray does for your face and your makeup. It just helps it to last a lot longer and gives you extra protection like the primer. The primer helps it to last longer, but the setting powder does the exact same thing. It's like extra protection. So you just really get that on good. And you really make sure it dries. And then now we're going to do mascara. Okay, mascara. I've spent hundreds of dollars over the years on mascara, I feel like. And I've never found the one until they came out with this one step. Younique used to have 2 steps. It was like a gel, and then you put a fiber on it, and then a gel. Well, I've had... excuse me, fiber mascaras in the past, and I hated it. It was the worst. I felt like it just didn't stick well. The fibers got all over the place, and it was just a disaster. And to be honest, I've never used the fiber mascara that we have, but it was one of like our signature products, and it was really, really popular. But then they came out with this one step, and this stuff is fantastic. So it's got a curling agent. You do not have to curl your lashes before you put the mascara on. And it's got these little polymers in it. It's not fibers. I don't know what a polymer actually is, but it's got these little things in it. And when you put it on, it instantly thickens and lengthens your lashes. So when you take your mascara off, sometimes you'll see... I never tried it because I didn't want to not like it. Like, I've loved every single thing I've tried of Younique before, but I didn't give it a chance because I didn't want to not like it. Does that make sense? So when you put on the mascara, when you take it off, sometimes you'll see little black things on there, and it's just the little polymers. There's nothing wrong with it. All of our products are natural products. So don't worry about it. Don't like freak out because I told you that was in there. But that's how they achieve the thickening and the lengthening look. So what you would do when you're starting out, you can see how fantastic the brush is. It's a little bit dirty, but it's got nice little thin bristles. What you want to do at least once a week is take this and run it under warm water and just clean it. You can use your fingers on it and just clean it really, really well, because if this gets all gunked up and nasty, your mascara is never going to apply as perfectly as it's intended to. So what you can do, wash it once a week and make sure that you don't have lots of gunk on there. And then when you're starting out getting used to applying mascara, just clean it off like this. Rub all of that. Oh no. Yeah, that's no bueno, friend. So you just get all the product off so you don't have excess on there. And then, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see all the stuff I just wiped off. But I don't need to do that. I'm going to put this back on. Also, did you know you should never pump your wand? You never pump the wand in there to get the product on there, because you'll put air bubbles in there and it'll dry it out. Also, if you feel like it's getting a little dry, you can do the water trick and then flick it off a little bit so it's not sopping wet, and then put it in there and it'll help keep it wet. Another thing you can do when you're doing your makeup, put it in your bra right here and let your body temperature warm it up. I forgot that I was going to do that, so we're just going to do it real quick for a second. But also, you can spray the wand with rose water and put it back in there, and it'll help kind of bring it back to life. Your mascara you should replace every 3 months. You should not be keeping your mascara for long periods of time. You've got natural bacteria on your eyes, and the very first moment you use your mascara, you are introducing the bacterias from your eye onto the wand, and it's going into the tube, the applicator tube. So you want to make sure that you're replacing it often. If you've got a mascara in there that you bought years ago and you use it every once in a while, throw it away. I don't care how much money you spent on it, you need to get rid of it, because you could cause some serious problems with your lashes and with your eyes if you introduce bacteria like that. Because once the bacteria is in there, it just kind of festers and grows. What else was I going to say to you? We have a waterproof mascara, which I really like. I'm not a fan of using waterproof all the time, but make sure when you're removing it, you use a waterproof makeup remover. Like, I've got this cleansing stick. I used it last night. This is perfect for waterproof makeup because it's really gentle. You don't want to have to scrub and scrub and scrub, because you're just going to pull out your lashes. And if you're using your lash serum, that's a lot of work to try to grow your lashes just to have them fall out. You know what I'm saying? So we warmed it up. Oh, I can tell by looking at it that it was a little moister. So when you put on your mascara, it's easy if you kind of look down a little bit. Make sure you take the wand and you put it at the base and you come up. I have stopped shimmying. I used to wiggle my wand, but I discovered that by me doing that, it was like causing my lashes to clump together. I don't know if I was just too aggressive with my shimmy or what. So now I just very gently put the wand where I want it, and then I kind of roll it up. And you don't want to press it too hard, because if you're bending your lashes back too hard, it's going to get on your lid. And you don't want mascara on your lid because you just put eyeshadow there. Which, I mean, you could get it off. It's not a problem, but it's just a pain in the buns. Let's see the length and the volume that I'm getting. And I like to go really slow because I like to ensure that I'm coating every single hair, every lash. Especially with my hooded eyes, I want my eyelashes to look as best as possible, because sometimes they just kind of fade in the mix. Like if I've got a dark eyeshadow on, my mascara doesn't show up really well, and my lashes kind of disappear into it. So look at the difference in the non versus the mascara side. You do not have to put mascara on the bottom, but I like to. I think it kind of completes the look and rounds the whole thing out. Some people like to put eyeshadow on the bottom of their lashes too, or eyeliner, and when you put mascara on, it just kind of completes it. What was I going to say? Oh, but we have this regular Epic. We've got the waterproof, and then we have a brown. I really like the brown. The brown is a very natural color, but sometimes eyeshadow looks need a little more intensity, like a black. But look at that. Look at the difference. And then just repeat on the other side. Go down the base really well, where your lash line is. And it's buildable too. So if you want multiple coats, let it dry just a little bit and then put it on. But if you let it dry completely between coats, then it's going to be harder to not clump. Ow! I always say ow. And it doesn't hurt. So dramatic sometimes. Melina, the party has arrived. How are you today? See them lashes? Hashtag them lashes though. And it's only right that you do mascara face when you apply. Otherwise, who are you? Mascara done. I had this mascara that I used to put on, and it would always give me spider legs. It was like disgusting. But it was just the product. It wasn't anything I was doing wrong. It's just the way it was, and it was like awful. All right, let me zoom in. I want to show you guys my lashes. Look at the length, look at the volume, and look at my face. It's got BB foundation and pressed powder, and it does not, in my opinion, it does not look cakey at all. It just kind of blurred my pores and any fine lines that I had, and it just looks like a second skin. I do have dryness over here from that little breakout, but still looks good in my opinion. And from back here, you can't tell that that's really there. At least I don't think so. Okay, guys, so now for lips, and we are all done. When you do your lips, you have so many options. Make sure they are exfoliated. Get a really good exfoliator. This has got a sugar scrub in it. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have anything to wipe it off with. But you could do a tinted lip balm like this. This one's my favorite. It's Red Velvet Cake. And it's just a really pretty purpley color. You could use a Hottie Lip Plumper, which is what I used in the beginning of this video. It's kind of like a lip gloss, but it's got a plumping agent in it. So it will leave your lips plump for a few hours, and you can apply it as long as you want, like as much as you want rather. And then I don't have any of our lipsticks, but I have our lip gloss, which I love the lip glosses. They have a mirror on the back. And then the Splash liquid lipsticks are my absolute favorite. They last really well. They go on really buttery smooth, and they are just amazeballs. I'm going to use Secure. It's like a metallic rose gold. I absolutely love this one. And I just like to wipe off the excess. So I'm not putting way too much. The applicator is really awesome too because it's like a doe foot, but it's not. I don't even know what this shape is called. But it's kind of got a little curve in it to kind of like hug your lips. And the tip of it can be used as a liner. So it's really good to put the makeup on. Wipe off that plumper. I don't even know if you can get this color anymore. I should have looked it up. I should not use a color if you cannot get it yourself, but it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. No, you can't get it. I'm sorry, I'm going to use it anyway because it's already in my hand and I've already prepped it. Ah. That's it. That's all she wrote, girls. That is all she wrote. You can layer them. You can put a nude over them. You can also put like a translucent powder like some Coty Airspun. You can use the blending brush like I had. Dip it in the translucent powder. Shake the excess off. Tap it on there and it'll mattify it. And it'll help make it kiss proof. Alright girls. So that is all we got for today. I think this was a very extensive tutorial, so I hope that you were not overwhelmed, but I wanted to kind of go over all of the basics with you and explain some of the things that maybe you were not familiar with, because I think makeup can be pretty overwhelming sometimes. And I know for me, when I first started doing makeup, even before I ever knew Younique existed, makeup can be pretty intimidating to do. But if you just get in there and experiment and play with things and figure out what works best on your face, on your skin tone, on your skin type, your eye shape, your lip shape, because this color is not going to look the same on you because you have a different lip color underneath and you have a different skin tone. So, keep that in mind too when you're looking at lip colors. What looks good in the catalog may look great in the catalog or in the tube, but once it goes on your skin, it's not going to match. Does that make sense? So like I've got a bunch of nudes that I absolutely love in the tube, but on my skin, they don't look this good. So like if you hold them up, which one is the one? There was one that Sublime, this one. This one, I've seen people use it in tutorials, and it's my absolute favorite on other people, and it's the perfect nude for anyone. But if you look at it on my skin, it's like almost the exact same color. So when I put it on, it, you can't even tell that it's there. It like makes my lips look washed out. But these things are really good when you layer them. Oh, I could have put that one on. You just can't buy it. So I want to show you guys what I'm talking about with these nudes, okay? I'm going to put them on the back of my hand. So this one is Sympathetic. This one's really pretty. It's like got a peachy color to it. That one's super pretty. Is this one Sublime? Yeah, this is Sublime. This is the one I was just holding up. It's got a little more, it's not as peachy. It's a little more rosy. This one is Secure. I just put it on. Sympathetic is really pretty. Which one's that? Where'd it go? This one's Sympathetic. It's like a berry purple color. And this one is Stately. This one is beautiful. But it can be intimidating because it's so bright. This one is definitely a very berry color. See that? But that one's really, really pretty. And then this one, you can't get this one anymore. Or wait, maybe you can. I need to memorize the colors. I think this one is available in the presenter kit, but I don't think that you can buy it on its own. But it's like a metallic purple. But those are all of the colors I have, plus this one that I'm wearing, which is Secure. And then this is the lip gloss. It's called Lovable. Right there on the top. And then the Lip Bonbon. So if you were to put these on your hand or on your lips, they would look totally different than what they do right now. Isn't that crazy? But you can't go wrong with a nude. Nudes are always really good to have on hand, and you can top other colors to create your own combination, or you can take like this lip gloss and top it and create a look with those. So I just wanted to kind of swatch those with you guys and let you see what I had. But yeah, that's all I've got. If you guys have any questions about anything, if you want to talk about your lid shape or the best way to apply eyeshadow for your eye shape or whatever the case may be, don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you guys. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you guys feel confident with your makeup. And I want you guys to be able to go out and feel beautiful and have the confidence in yourself because you did something to make yourself beautiful. There's something so amazing to me about putting on my makeup, spending a little time to myself. I sent the kids off. I had my me time. I'm here chatting with you, my girlfriends, and I got my makeup on, and as soon as my husband walks in the door, he kind of like does a double take, and he's like, "Ooh, you did your makeup today." Because I don't do my makeup every single day. It's not always done when he gets home. Yesterday, he walked in the door, and I was sitting in the chair right next to the door, and he kind of did a double take, and he's like, "Oh, pretty." Like, thanks. Like, we've been together 19 years, and you still think I'm pretty? Like, I love that. I love it. So, hope this tutorial was helpful. I hope that it was not information overload. Make sure you save it for a rainy day if you need to come back. I'm also going to put it up on the blog. So check out Jenny Brightside so that you can see my tutorials and see what products I used. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out. I love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.